Well, there you go. Sleepy weather, rain, a little bit, not a lot. Change of season. Here comes the boss. It's cutter time. Let me guess, she'll be in her Christmas nightgown. There she is. 2 cups of coffee. 1 for me.
Open that other door and then close it if it rains, just to get cool air through the house. Oh, you're doing a lot.
Yes, she'll lie around the world. Coffee time? Yes.
You're early.
I thought I'd just pop on for a little while. We've been busy. Nice coffee. Just a little bit of rain, I think. I don't think we get much rain. We haven't had much rain, do you know that now?
Oh,
It's threatened a lot. Drizzled a bit.
I feel like everything is pushed back so far. Whoa.
I'm going to move the table.
Yeah.
Tell me where you would like it.
There.
Right there?
Yeah. Oh, that feels better.
Are you happy now?
Yeah. Don't sound like what's his name?
Who?
Silence of the Lamb.
Thank you.
The round table.
Hello, Jinx.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, jinx is an American saying for saying the same thing at the same time. Jinx, jinx. Yes, the weather has been strange.
Yeah.
One decent storm yesterday, that was a good one. But not much rain. Canadians, well, because you're from Canada, aren't you? And Canadians sort of sound like Americans a little bit, but I would suggest it's the other way around, of course. Americans sound a bit like Canadians. But some Canadians I've met don't really have much of an accent at all. Lots of little bits being done around the house. Stuff you can see lying around is just trim timber work that we're doing, bits and pieces and edges and etc, etc. Stuff that if I pointed the camera out in the morning and showed you at night time, you go, well, what have you done? Just bits and pieces. When the Boyd train arrives on time, all the disgruntled and lonely people get off the train. All only have a one-way ticket to Boyd Town. Can I get a return ticket, sir? No, there is no return from Boyd. You're here to stay. You know, in Wuhan, it's pretty tough at the moment, but some people can get out of Wuhan. No one can get out of Boyd. Enjoy the ride. One day, peace and harmony will fall upon the Boit. Just after the nuclear device has gone off, I imagine. Not prior. How did peace occur in the Boit? We decimated it. Only in the Badlands, people like Jinx roam, scavenging for bars of chocolate and what other goodies she can find.
Your phone's had to actually been on this a lot today.
I don't know, I wonder whether that lead is as good as it is, the one we got in the lounge.
Yeah, I'm just finding it
Not sure.
strange.
Still, maybe we can swap. She prefers ribs in a little can too.
Oh, that's disgusting. Stop it.
Oh, she said it, not me. Yes, I'll have to do a story of Boyd one day.
Yes, you will.
A long time ago in a land far from here, where the disgruntled and lonely gathered, and the walls of Jericho were formed behind them, never to be released, we find the land of Boyd. Boom, 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 boom. Dramatic music, and I'm just sort of making those I'm going on.
That sounds like Jaws.
Yeah, it's probably very appropriate actually for
Why?
Boyd. Shark in the water. Another victim goes down.
No, you gotta make it a bit comical. Too much seriousness going on. Too much bloody, what do you call it?
One is the loneliest number that you'll ever find.
Go on. Two.
Well, actually, say one
I can't
again.
remember.
One is the loneliest number. One is the loneliest number. One is the loneliest number that you ever find. Hello, Shauna.
Oh my God, Shauna, don't slap me. I must. I haven't checked my email, and I asked Shauna to send me an email. But I do know
You promised to deliver,
I do know your
but you
totem
failed.
animal, Shauna. But I will promise I'll do it in an email when we're
Yes,
finished
Shauna,
here.
I've done the mystical search for you. Your totem animal is a Cavendish banana. What? Oh, I'm not allowed to joke. All right, no, on a serious note, she just ignored you, Shauna, basically.
No, I didn't.
Ate chocolate, you know.
We went away. Oh, God, thank God for that. I felt so terrible, Shauna. Anyway, send me one.
How bad is that? Someone hasn't checked the email to see if you have or haven't sent.
Yeah, and then you didn't
And then
send.
she apologises for something you didn't do.
No, I didn't do.
I know.
Oh, bless you.
Yes, I should go into that side of mysticism. Yes, your totem animal is a pineapple. But that's not an animal. Don't treat the pineapple with contempt.
Oh, dear.
It's like your star sign. Nearly 8 billion people on the planet equates to about 750 million people each are born in the same month. So to those 750 million people born on Sagittarius today, you are going to be hit by a truck. If your star sign of 750 million people is Aries, you'll run over somebody in a truck.
So how many people would that get run over there?
Well, 750 million.
Yeah,
Don't worry about the coronavirus. Boom.
Oh, dear. People just don't realise, when read their star signs, that there's I don't know, how many people are on the planet? The whole planet?
About 8 billion, roughly. A bit less, but about 8 billion. What equates to about
So
750 born in each month.
Is it?
Million.
So 12 divided into 8 billion. You're good at maths. How much is that?
It's about 7 something. Don't complicate. There's 50 million people not worried about what you're saying.
Okay.
Yes, you could change a few songs. to match point. On the Boyd again, listening to crap no matter where I go. La 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 da 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 da. Shauna's totem animal is a banana. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Down the highway. I find it, and it's a little bit derogatory, I don't mean it to be, but I do find it hilarious a lot of the time, but people will argue about the most simplistic things. It's abundant. Can you imagine how much money you and I would make, Sean, if we could open the banana pineapple plantation?
Oh, yum, I'd eat it.
Can you just imagine? Great long pineapple-shaped bananas with no spiky bits. That's the best bit.
And flavour of both in...
Yeah.
What about the texture of the pineapple? Because I like the texture.
Well, it sort of be a bit softer than a pineapple, obviously because you're combining it with a banana, but it still has a firm enough texture to cut and slice.
Because I love pineapple. The texture.
I just hope, maybe I'm onto something here, Shauna. Shauna and Seeds to Freedom's Pineapple Banana Corporation. Bit like Gumma Bump.
What?
I just mixed the words around. We'd be filthy, not rich. We could probably afford to have other people fart for us. I mean, that's how much money we would have.
Yes, if you could vent, oh man, that'd be so yum.
No one's ever thought of it, Shauna. Pine barnapple. No, we've got to come up with something better than that.
Banana apple.
I lost, buy a few more consonants or something, Shauna.
That's a long
This is a meeting tonight.
That's a long name. Pine banana apple.
What about a pine-nana? You must look like the Hindenburg. And when you do fart, Shauna, there'll be people around you going, oh, the humanity.
Pine-nana. Pine, how are you going to get... Well, actually, why is it called a pineapple?
What about a pine ban?
Huh?
Pine ban.
What's a pine ban?
That's what we're making.
But why is a pineapple called a pineapple?
Because someone got lazy, I imagine.
Is it related to in the apple family?
I would have called it a spiky tangy thing. Are you going to do them spiky tangy things? Yeah, heaps of them.
Just think about some words and what they describe. Pineapple.
Yes. Pine, as in pine-o-clean disinfectant.
No, pine, well, looks a bit like a pine cone. I understand the pine word, but where'd the apple come from?
I told you someone was lazy.
Getting a bit deep here now in this discussion.
Should have always been called the spiky tangy thing. Probably my favourite fruit, when they're really good, is the mandarin.
Yes,
and I don't mean a small Chinese wise man.
That is your favourite fruit, actually, isn't it?
Yes.
Mine is golden delicious apples, then the pineapple.
Actually, we'll have to get a tray of that, I did see them.
Did you?
Yeah, imagine picking your own golden delicious.
Yum.
Because it's a good fruit, because
I just
you can
love
make
them.
cooking out of it, but it's a good eating apple too.
Well, that coffee didn't touch the sides. We didn't have one when we were out. All we had was water.
Go on, tell me what you bought.
New couple of pairs of
Pairs
shorts.
of shorts, yep.
And just mattress protectors. It's nothing exciting.
Oh, they'll be on the news, Boyd News.
Well, it's exciting for the price.
Mrs. C's bought mattress protectors today.
They were half price. One was $89 normal. I got it for $40. And the other one, about the same, got it for $35 or something. And they're good ones. We need a good protect for our bedding.
We're getting some new beds for the new room, so we're going the whole hog. But since Shauna and I are now the proud owners of Pine Band Corporation.
I can go pay full price.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably have Pine Band bedding made. You know, it's one of them things, we're just joking, of course, Shauna, but just, you know, the little ideas and things in your head about things to make life a little bit easier, like inventions, I suppose.
Well, look at the things you thought of, and then 2 years down the track comes out your idea.
That's all right. I inspire humanity. But we've all got these ideas. You know, things to make life easier. Maybe something simple.
Just go to the Chinese market. My God, some of the stuff that they have to do the simplest job.
I'll unleash one of the things I never actually went and did, but you've all bought scratch cards in your lifetime. We've all done it. We don't buy them very often. It's usually like birthday presents we buy them for people, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I thought of, and this is in the late 80s, a scratchy stick attached to your keyring. Now bear with me for a moment. If I'm losing you, drive a car, going down to the shop, keyring in the pocket.
Or even, you always have keys on you.
Yeah, buy a few items and think, oh, get a couple of scratchies. You get in the car, you're a bit excited, you use your fingernails, not coming off, you're smudging it, you're destroying the damn car.
Or use your key and destroy it.
Hello, Buttercup. But then this scratchy stick, it's not sharp, but it's enough to scrape away. The scratchy stick, we sell them for a couple of bucks. Probably make them in China for about 10 cents. And I never bothered to go ahead with it. I don't know even if there is a scratchy stick.
There is something
Is
that
there?
came out. A couple of years after you said it, we saw a little thing that attached to your key ring that could scratch scratches.
There's lots of inventions that have unfolded that have just improved on things, i.e. like the washing machine. Remember the old wringer washing machine where you'd wash your clothes in a big tub and then you'd wring them out and wring them back in? Yeah, I used to push worms through my grandmother's and eat them. And she just let me do it, figuring that it was at least protein.
Oh my God, that's...
She always used to laugh at me when I got a bit older. She said, you used to eat worms. And I said, well, why didn't you stop me? She said, because you were having so much fun.
Nobody loves
Bring
me.
the little bugs through once, twice. A normal 6-inch worm, 37 inches by the time I was finished.
So that was like your candy.
Yeah. Those were the days.
Nobody loves me. Everybody hates me. Think I'll go eat worms. Long ones, short ones, fat ones, skinny ones. Worms that squiggle and squirm.
Join in.
Bite their heads off, suck their guts out, throw their skins away. Nobody knows how well I live on worms 3 times a day.
Dum-dum. That'll be on iTunes by about 5 o'clock tonight.
Yeah, I know. Somebody's going to take that and run with it.
Yeah. You'll get no royalties. Someone named Ping Pong will claim it.
I've sung that song to all the grandkids and they love it.
What about the German song you always sing to them?
Oh, that's...
It's where you get the little kids to put their hands in the air.
Oh, that's, yeah. That's just a little saying. Basically in German you're asking them how big are you? And you get them to raise their hands and you say, this big.
But what's it in German?
Wie groß bist du?
Wie groß bist du?
And when they put their hands out, you say, so groß.
So gross. On the news tonight, and I'm not making it up, and I'm not trying to alarm anyone, the head of one of the major supermarkets did an interview. And he said, just warning the public that we are not receiving some of the items we normally carry. He didn't elaborate too greatly, but it was about a 5-minute interview explaining that it's all up and down at the moment, but be aware, lines of produce will become available over the next few weeks. So I could say you may never have anything to do with the virus, but the virus will have something to do with you. In other words, it may stop some of the bits and pieces that are normally available to you that are no longer. So I thought that was very good of him to actually do that, just to pre-warn the public that your special chocolate or your little trinkets from overseas may not be on the shelves shortly.
That's okay. We don't buy a lot of that sort of stuff anyway. Oh, chocolate we do, but I can get other stuff.
You bought chocolate today, I noticed.
Yeah, it's on the bed. Actually, I was going to show you. Did you see the Women's Weekly cookbook I bought? The Women's Weekly birthday cakes for kids.
Are you going to start baking?
No, so originally...
Wait a sec. So you bought a cookbook about
listen,
baking.
I'm telling the story.
I'm just asking a pertinent question.
No, I'll borrow it if I want to. 30 years ago, I had the original Women's Weekly children's cake cookbook, birthday cake. And they've revamped the book.
Okay, I'm just here, you don't need to
Yeah.
yell. And they're on the internet.
Oh,
I know
shut
they're
up.
thousands of miles away.
So the deal, because the book's
Hello, Tammy.
The book's normally $16. So little treat for the two girls, but you have to buy 3 cooking chocolates because it goes with the book.
Right.
You buy 3 of them, you got the book free. So I got one for Jess, cheer her up a bit, and one for Emily.
Okay. I just saw what Buttercup put in a minute ago. If it's the same thing I heard, Buttercup, it was the Chinese Premier Yi who says we've lost control. It's the leader of China throwing his hands in the air and saying, we're buggered. Hello, Mel. Welcome to the round table. Of course, the executive officers are Shauna and myself because we've now invented a fruit called the pine banana, which means we're incredibly wealthy. Don't need to speak to you commoners, but we do, because you might buy a pine banana shortly.
Explain to Mel what it is.
No, it's top secret. Only me and Shauna know the details.
I'll let the secret out, Mel. They're going to make a fruit that is a banana pineapple in one fruit. So, I would buy it without thinking twice. 2 favourite fruits. Yep, in the round chair.
No, this is the round table. Can you not see the edge? With glistenings of pure silver draping across this titanium curve on this solid crystal card from Schwarzkopf. Actually, it's just an old table with paint on it, but still sounded much better when I said it that way.
Something bit me on the neck.
Could be a bat.
So Mel, dinner.
We haven't had dinner yet.
No, I'm not hungry actually.
Yep. I'd like to say, we have to put this in context. 3 people could die out of 100, which in context, if it was 3 out of 100, you'd probably say it's not too bad. But that's a lot of people if half or more than half the planet contracted. Because there's one thing that people are not missing that I'm well aware of. We have an aging population on the planet. We go back to the 1960s. If you were 65, 70, you were really old. But we have tons of people well over 70 who would be extremely vulnerable. People like in nursing homes. You see where I'm going with this. Who don't have a great immune system anymore. So there are millions and millions of people like that in my country and the same elsewhere. This really does kill anyone, but its preference is for weaker, older, existing health conditioned people. And it's turning out that way. In fact, one of the strange things I read yesterday was that babies don't seem to be affected by it. You know, babies say from 0 to 2 years of age, which is extraordinary when you think about a virus. Babies' lungs are very small and weak and young. So it's an aged virus as well. Yeah, I know one thing that a big whisper here is that the Olympics is just round the corner.
Yeah.
And most people keeping tight-lipped, but a few of the Olympic Committee members around the world are saying it's not going to happen. And is it a major loss? Happened in 1940, 1944, due to World War II, of course.
What did Tammy write? Tammy said, I love how you have built a house around that table. Around
Yes.
That's true, actually,
That's
Tammy.
right. We have.
Never thought of that.
It's been everywhere, man. It's been in the front yard, backyard, side yard, up, down. You name it, it's been everywhere.
Yeah. Well, at least they're doing something.
Like I say, if I said and asked all of you, do you think you could stop yourself this year from having a cold? We'd all fail miserably. Most people get 1 or 2 bouts of a cold. And believe it or not, it's in the same family as the coronavirus, as our flus. But we couldn't stop getting a cold. It's just going to happen. It could be a family member, it could be a trolley you put your hand on.
Let's forget the banana punch.
All right, I tell you, that's a great idea, Shauna, and I'm going to pay for your ticket there. I'll be right along, but I want you to organise it in well advance because I've got the pine banana plantation to close down now. So it could be a couple of years, but I'll be there.
No, don't close that down. I want a pine banana apple thing.
Without doubt, next few days they're going to announce it's a pandemic because it is a pandemic. Good on you, Shauna. I'll just leave you my bank details for, the profit margins to be sent back. Just keep 10% for yourself. I'm not ruthless completely.
Hey, 10%, Shauna.
Yeah, I'll be paying for accommodation.
I'd be writing up a new thing with him. I wouldn't accept that agreement, Shauna.
Well, if we put things into perspective, and these are immunologists making these statements today, it actually equates to the same death rate as in virus 3 out of 100 as the Spanish flu. That killed millions upon millions. Now what the immunologists are saying is the Spanish flu was nearly impossible to stop, went through its course and killed an amazing amount of people. But the potency of this virus is the same. Now, what I'll do, Sean, if you happen to be, working in that industry and sadly you fall in the field of duty, I'll find another Shauna. Not the same as you, of course, because we'll build a plaque in your honour on the pineapple plantation. But, I think from my Caribbean yacht and probably from my private jet, a tear or two would tumble down my cheek into my fresh crushed martini.
Oh, dear.
Oh, the daughter just sent an attachment. Movie, you must have one in yours.
I'll have a look at that.
I haven't heard of that, but I know the CDC in part released, through San Francisco, the undertakings that they consider this a pandemic and for the country of the USA to prepare for it. And a lot of people, like I say, just by declaring it, doesn't change what's happening. It just confirms what's happening. That's the difference. It doesn't change what's happening by taking it as a global concern to a pandemic. It just confirms what we all know. And I truly do not believe, like the common cold, it won't be stopped much. Well, on that note, let's change the subject. Let's all gather hands and dance around the maypole and sing ring-a-rosies, a
Ah,
pocket full of posies,
that's a great song to sing.
a tissue, many fall down. Make light of it. Just be smart, be safe. If you have to say to your boss, I'm not coming into work, and he says, well, if you don't come to work, I might sack you. You say, okay, sack me, along with the other millions of people that won't go to work. Yes, I do. A ring of posy, smallpox. Some people associate it with the plague, but I believe it is smallpox that it's associated with, as in ring-a-rosy. I knew kids that had smallpox who survived when I was a kid. Hello, Danny G.
Or Danny will be in on your pine banana apple thing.
I'm not sure, because in the forest where these banana pineapple crossbreeds grow.
The Sasquatch.
Say it again. That's funny.
Sasquatch?
Yes.
I don't know how to say it.
Sasquatch will roam along the banana pineapple plantation. Danny, you might have been given advice today. I listened to the health officer in California, in the San Francisco news interview, suggest that California in particular, and the rest of America should take heed, are gearing up for this to be a pandemic. You may or may not got that advice through work today. I don't know whether you work today.
Well, because I went to the doc with him, and he brought up that subject, and he said exactly the same thing.
So I want you to book your ticket, Danny. Fly to Australia. Now. Sean is going to Wuhan. Big business opportunity. I would have gone, but now I've got to cater for Danny when she gets here. Sometimes some things you just got to sacrifice. Some Corona beers. Well, just imagine. I mean, it could be Australia, it could be the US, but in the US, say it's US, where they close cities down. First of all, they'll close highways. Dora Chorna, bronze statue. Think about it. Eternity, remembered, until we melt it down to 6 months to make coins because of the fall of humanity. But you'll be remembered in those coins. We shall print one side with your face on it. Yeah. Just remember, 2,000 years from now, they'll be digging up Shauna coin. Yeah, yep. We're hearing some advice in Australia in regards to the gearing up. They're talking about military bases, and we've got plenty of military bases, being, not now, but being definitely set up, if required, as quarantine stations. That would be happening in the US. The US has got loads of military bases. And some of those people that came back from the Diamond Princess, they went to military bases. I don't think, don't pop the bubble wrap, yeah? Seems sensible. Transmission. Mind you, I don't think any virus, I can't think of one, that would last more than 72 hours out of a human body. Could be wrong. I do believe, though, that this transmission of this virus is as common as the common cold. But We've had, I think, 22 cases in Australia, and they've all gone home. It's still not really affecting Anglo-Saxons. No one's saying it. And mine is not a racist comment, it's a racist profile of the virus. It just seems that it is targeting certain genomes and DNA. But I mean, the first thing, I don't know how you would organise it, and I don't know how many nursing homes are in the US. No, you don't die of AIDS in 72 hours. And I can tell you, Jojo, the truth is you're more likely to die a lot quicker of hepatitis C than you are ever of AIDS. Because they have medications which make most people live a fairly good life. Yep. That guy 4 days ago, Danny, a Chinese person who didn't show any signs, was released 27 days after he felt ill. Slightly. He's not actually that ill himself, but he has the virus. And they're the people that's dangerous. In other words, you can have a slow incubation period, or you can have a longer incubation period on the same disease. I forget the word. Anyway, asymptomatic or whatever, are people who can carry a disease without being affected by the disease, showing no symptoms of the disease. And believe it or not, that's exactly the same with the common cold. Someone might only show a little glassy-eyed, and everyone around them gets a severe bout of the cold. They don't. Asymptomatic. Yeah, I got it right. 5 points for seeds. But I think that bit's been overlooked. If that guy was 27 days incubation, I think some of these people can carry the virus all the time and not actually fall ill. And if you pointed a heat gun at them and they said, no, he's good. He walks into a stadium, say it's the New York Yankees, there's 5,000 people, he gets a burger, goes to the toilet, touches 6 people by accident, walking back to his seat, coughs, 15 people in front of him, he walks out, gets into the taxi. Within about 3 days, there'll be 3,000 people out of that 5,000 people. The common cold is called the common cold for a reason. Yep, they've proved that. And it's like somebody, it was early 90s, I remember reading about a guy and they were a gay couple, his partner died of AIDS. He has no symptoms at all, even to this day, but he has acquired immune deficiency syndrome. Has no ill effects, no organ problems, nothing. So he's asymptomatic as well. It's like the bubonic plague. There are certain people, unfortunately some of these people in the bubonic plague who didn't get sick but helped people, after about 6 months people would burn them thinking they were witches because they never fell sick. But tonight, Danny, we had and this is a real side issue to do with the virus. In Australia, we don't have a problem at the moment, but the head of one of the major supermarkets, there's 2 major supermarkets, he was one from one of the companies. He said to warn people that shelves will start to look a little bit bare in the future because of supply issues. So even if we never get the virus, go berserk in Australia, we will certainly feel the economic impact of it in a major way.
Yeah, it'll affect some people, but like, it won't really affect us if they don't have certain stocks.
But you don't understand, this is right across the line. Even some parts of China, they make cars, but they make parts for other car companies.
Oh, yeah, that's
so
right.
The people who go down to a car yard in 6 months, they can't get any cars.
But what more people worry about in Australia is the food side of it. They're not buying any product from China. They're not going to
we're a net
Asian restaurants.
Yeah, but we're a net exporter of food. We have what? over 200 million sheep at any given time.
I think there's mozzies.
Yeah, no, we've got no problem with food. We are a net producer. So we don't have an issue about we're going to run out of food. We may have a limitation of varieties. But I thought he was very smart to come out and say, look guys, I'm just warning you, it may not happen, but it's likely to. We've already started to get no supplies of certain products, so you will see part empty shelves now. But he was just telling people, don't be shocked if you go to the supermarket and it's only half full. That's what he's saying. And it's usually the same old syndrome. I am not beating a doom drum. I'm not screaming at people, run under the covers. I'm just saying that we're at a point that I don't think they can control this. And absolutely, within 18 months to 2 years, there will be a vaccine. I'll put money on it.
Yes, and I did pass it on to Seeds, but as usual, he was slack checking his WhatsApp.
Sorry.
It was a good video, Danny, actually.
If you're smart, you'll have 3 to 6 months. And if it's food you wouldn't normally eat, maybe you don't really eat rice and beans, but it'll keep you going. And a bit of tinned protein. It's not so much, and it's a twin sword to this, and I'm sure most of you get what I'm saying. You'll have the supplies if you do stock up. But it's not as if they are not available, but let's say the virus is rampant in your area. Well, you've already got the food stored, and you will have a limited meal choice, for sure. But you don't have to go out then. The worst scenario would be someone having a little bit of food storage, and there's plenty of food at the supermarket, and they go shopping in amongst hundreds of people who may have the virus. Good on him. And the other thing that we would do, without doubt.
Danny's be right back.
All right,
Danny's
Danny.
doing a mail.
I'm sure you'd do the same, Danny. You'd help who you could. And there's one thing that hasn't been made clear. If you guys know, let me know. Danny may know when she gets back. I don't know. But when you get a particular virus, generally, you don't get it again. But no one's saying that at the moment.
Too early to tell.
Can you get chickenpox more than once? Yeah, you can. There's a few diseases you can get more than once. But they're not saying. Because what happens when viruses go within the human bodies, after a period of time and through the genetics of different races, the virus can mutate. So let's say you survive one bout and 6 months later, a different strain. Well, your body's not immune to that second strain of the same virus. Carolyn, to be free.
She loves your peace sign at the beginning.
Yep, that's what it's all about. Peace and love.
How you doing, Caroline?
All you need is love. Ba, 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 ba. All you need is rice and beans. All you need is love. Yoko, you burnt the rice again.
Oh, I've lost Mel again. She didn't go be right back.
Oh, she might be busy. Yanceyville. I'm sure that's a real place. Yanceyville. Sounds like a fun trip, maybe? I have to jump into the shower and get ready for work. Okay? So you're not flying here. Danny. There's nothing wrong with spam. Love Wednesdays, and yeah, Seville. Sounds like a cool day coming up.
Yes, Danny's not allowed to listen to you on her way to work.
Why? She get caught for speeding.
Yes. Oh, she's going in the shower. Don't take your phone in there with you, Danny.
Are you in the shower now, Danny? What are you wearing?
Oh, stop it. Just scare her. Oh, she can't hear you. She's in the shower. It's a bit late. I could go another coffee, but I better not. That one didn't touch the sides. You know, sometimes you have a drink and you
Just
think,
can't make another one.
that was young.
Have half a cup.
Yeah, I suppose I could. So what's everybody doing today, tonight, this morning, this afternoon?
Gotta go. Stuff to do. Have a great day, Buttercup.
See you, Buttercup.
Remember, a couple of tins of spam each day says you're going to the doctor.
Caroline.
My age, if I jumped in, you'd be flat on your butt. There's not much jumping you do at over 60. I can attest to that. Haven't seen Adam, but I did watch his videos yesterday.
Has he any other updated
Well,
videos?
basically he's saying he's got a diagnosis of getting old, which I also have the same problem, getting old.
No, never.
Actually, our daughter came in today and she wore a really nice dress, but it really made her belly stick out, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
She looked really good.
Yep. Oh,
Kookaburras? Well, they started to sing.
yeah, they didn't get finished their
It
song.
does to me. Just from before Mystic, Buttercup, Salt, and Cabana Boys feeding us chocolate-covered strawberries. We can't provide the Cabana Boys, but we'll probably have a pool for you.
Why can't we provide the, well, maybe firemen?
If you like, maybe you could start a small bushfire in the backyard, call them. Danny, just imagine if you could run down the beach flat out like when you were a young puppy and catch one of these firemen. At our age, after you caught him, you probably forgot what you were going to do with him.
Oh, Danny's younger than us.
Well, Danny's only 25. I used to be in uniform, Danny.
It's the only reason I went with Seeds, you know,
Just saying.
because he was in man in uniform. What about entertainment? Well, we'll get Seeds to sing.
Yep. Whether you like it or not. Yep, Danny will get back from her trip here and she say to her friends, yep, I swam with sharks, I ate kangaroo, and I caught 5 firemen. Mind you, if you caught 5 Aussie firefighters, she probably wouldn't be going back. You used to be a woman, you're still a woman in uniform. What are you talking about? You still wear a uniform.
Starting to rain again.
Yes, there's a slight sprinkling occurring, which is good.
Oh, woman in uniform, huh?
Probably doesn't do the same thing for them. Now it's scrubs.
Oh, they can look just as hot, Danny.
Big set of gloves. My daughter is going to Ireland on St. Patrick's Day. What was St. Patrick a saint of? What did he do? What did he remove from Ireland?
All right. Danny's going to be listening, so don't...
Well, she's obviously in the shower.
Oh.
Raindrops keep falling on my head. La da 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 da.
Oh, rubber ducky, you're the one. Oh, that'll be nice going to Ireland.
Yep,
We
it's
love
beautiful.
Ireland.
It is beautiful. And they got a very similar sense of humour as Aussies, and they basically feel relaxed like us. It was like going home. You have your blackbird. Carolyn, you're the only person in your town that takes cats to the trees outside the firehouse and go, put your hands to your face and go, oh, oh, help. My pussy is in the
Oh,
tree.
funny.
Fire chief, after a couple of months, will say to Carolyn, can you stop throwing your bloody cat into the tree?
Yep.
That's true, Carolyn, that's very true. It's a nice night though. It's not cold, it's not hot.
No.
Good time to have a barbie. Got one of them. Try.
No.
It's just not going to work.
Oh dear. We say that we're not going to bed early. Do any of us go to bed early? No.
Yeah, we do. Most times we're in bed by 9:30. What are you talking about? About time for your shower. I don't know if there's enough room in Danny's shower for the pair of you. Crikey.
Oh, the plane. There goes the plane.
You really make Danny get a bit like worried now. You say, oh, Danny, you've got soap suds all down your face from the shampoo, but you've left your camera on. What?
So they're all starting their day.
Yes, it's true.
And ours is ending.
Yep. As long as we keep that rhythm going, start of day and end of day, we're going to be going well.
Yeah, and all the lurkers. What's happening, lurkers? Come in and tell us how your day is or what you're doing.
Nah, let them sit back. Let them relax. Some people just don't want to talk, which is fine. It's one of those things, Tammy, we can only do so much for so long. And I know my grandmother would use the words, make the best of what you got. Some people ain't got much, but you can still make the best of it. Jojo says, did you call me a bottom feeder, Mrs. Seeds?
Oh no.
He likes bottom. Hello, Itchy Board. Smoke roll. Yeah, me too. You probably heard me roll one. Yep, I'm having a rolly. But it's not finished our summer, but it's coming to the end. It's good. There's only a few days popping up in the 90, 95s. Starting to cool down. Soon we'll have days of only 85. We're wearing jumpers.
Yeah, but it's actually quite cool tonight.
It's nice. Yeah, we haven't eaten. Thinking about having sausages.
Ah, Adam.
Hello, Adam. The Iceman.
Yes.
Coming to Netflix soon.
How are you?
Texas, real Texas. It's right, it's tax season, isn't it? Just go to the column that says deduction first, Jojo.
Well, we've had sun for 7 months. We've finally had 3 days of cloud, and we finally
I'm
got
good with
rain.
cloud.
We finally got rain, Adam.
Not much.
Nice thunderstorm.
Just enough to wet your whistle. I see I've watched all your videos, Adam.
Yes.
The diagnosis came out. You suffer the same thing I do. You have a bout of old age. Maybe it'll pass. Maybe you'll grow out of it. Unfortunately, I haven't had that ability. Yep. Life's a bugger when you get older. Gales, rain, sleet, snow. It's a bad day. It's shocker.
What?
It's a bad day, it's a shocker.
Oh.
It's pushing down. I've got lots of Scottish relatives. In the lowlands and the highlands.
And English.
Oh yeah. I mean, I didn't bother looking for my auntie Nora while we were in Edinburgh because she'd be about 130. So.
Well, I don't think she'd be there then.
Yep.
Well, yes, at least you got checked.
I think the best way to describe it, Adam, as you get older, do you remember the old Lancaster bombers from World War II that used to get shot up and half the wings missing and there's holes in the turret and the glass in the front is smashed? Well, those pilots could just still nurse the old bugger home. So that's where we're at. We're old, shot up Lancasters. But we're still going, Adam. Motor's still turning. One of the props has failed, but we're still going.
So they did lots of tests on you, hey?
Yep, the doctor came in, Adam said, look, I hate to tell you this, you had the coronavirus, but don't worry about that. We've got the DNA back, you're a woman. Damn. I knew I had these problems at the end of each month. The old saying, you gotta laugh or die. Preferably, just keep laughing.
Well, that's good, Adam. They did stuff for you. Checked on things.
Yep, human body's like an old house. It needs the odd repair every now and then. And if you can keep it going, you can live in there a long time. Yes. We now have to call Adam Adele.
Adele. No, I was still calling him the Iceman.
The Ice Woman comes.
Oh, the Ice Woman. Iceman, Ice Woman. See ya.
Pub's open. Beautiful. That means sustenance and the odd pickle onion.
Or pickled egg. Or nuts,
I don't know
bar
about
food.
pickled egg in Scotland. Could be. Cheers. Have a good one. You'll take the high road and I'll take the low, and I'll be in the pub before ye. 2 beers, thank you. Just a small one from my friend Seeds. Doesn't deserve anything bigger than a mouthful. I'll have a 2-pinter size, thank you very much. Yep, sounds good, mate.
Oh, that's good.
Keep that Lancaster flying.
So, how are you feeling now you went? Do you feel better? This probably will help you, mate, relax now.
Yeah. Well,
It takes longer to work, but
well, like I say, you got to find out what if the wheels are falling off or the chassis not going so well. Just got to fix what you got to fix. I do know food is a medicine in many forms. Foods that harm and foods that heal.
yeah, that's right, Adam. So that'll help you now to relax. Plus the tablets you've been given.
It's a bit like, Adam, having a garden, which you do have. You grow some funny stuff though, but you do grow. And you do grow vegetables. But it's like having a garden. You know, you have a season where you think, geez, why didn't the carrots turn out all right? Then you find out that it's deficient, say, in phosphorus or something. Next season, you add the phosphorus and the bloody carrots are monsters. They're beautiful. But you have to find out what the problem is. I feel like smoking a cigarette, but to my mind, it's like doing drugs at this point. Well, being an ex-smoker, as you were, Jojo, the temptation is always there. In Australia, it's made easy for you. We're probably going to give up shortly. $100 for 2 ounces of tobacco is becoming... Well, the mafia wouldn't charge as much, is what I'm saying.
The snow shoveling wasn't helping me, but if I didn't... Well, just, I don't know, how can
Find a cheap snow blower, Adam.
How can we help
Borrow
you?
one.
How can we help you shoveling snow? What ideas can we give Adam?
Find a young French backpacker that wants to stay in one of his rooms, but the deal is she's got to clean, cook and shovel the snow. Only fair.
Oh, snow blower, yeah.
I've got mates in Canada who have 4 people. 2 live next door to each other and 2 live across the road down the same street who share a snowblower. I thought, well, that's clever. How often do you need a bloody snowblower? You got a reason here and think, well, I need it for an hour, maybe 2.
Oh, that's a point. How
Share one.
How will you get on with your neighbours, Adam?
It's just a fancified lawnmower, let's be honest. I'd certainly be doing that if it was in Canada. I'd say, all right, snowblowers $1,500. How about 4 of us chip in $375 each, and we'll share it.
Yeah, that works good. That's a good idea. Hoping that you'll stay friends with your neighbours.
Well,
Wow.
I suggest you start making some apple pies, Adam. I do know a mate of mine who is actually a small engines mechanic has all these sorts of things, and he helps his neighbours by doing their driveways.
Well, maybe you could do something for him, that
Yep.
you could borrow the blower, or he could do your snow for you, and then you do some sort of, whatever you're capable of doing in
Barter.
return. Yeah.
Barter. Give the minister half a pound of marijuana. Let's be honest, that's a fair trade.
Or do one of his sermons one week.
Just blow each other. Yeah, I want to blow and you blow. We save money, have fun.
Oh, JJ. That was quick. You could do a sermon for him if you come and blows your snow.
Yes, Adam could do the sermon on the snow mountain. And thus come unto me the snowblower, given to me by a man of God. I went forth and blew, often, for a period of time, and then went back to the mountain and gave the man in cloth his blowback.
No, it's serious though. There's something
Yeah.
maybe that you could do around, I don't know.
I used to do it. I used
Church's
to,
place or something.
when I was on the road as a puppy, I used to go into any place and say, you want me to sweep the floor, wash the dishes, clean the windows, let me know. I just want to feed. And they say, all right, hours work, sweep the floors. I deny everything you've just said.
There you go.
A true man of God doesn't put the pressure on people. He just lives by the code, which is a pretty good code, the commandments, whether you're religious or not. Whether they were put in place for social order or not, they're still good codes.
But that's where it's, sometimes it is good to know your neighbours. Not many people know their neighbours.
Not many people do.
No. I mean, I grew up with Dad helping the neighbours and vice versa. And Mum with the wives.
Yeah, you could even form a band. You could name it something appropriate like Lord of Pop. Lord of Pot. Now appearing at a...
Lord of Pot.
That's what I said, Lord of Pot. Sort of combines the two career paths.
Yeah.
Yep, you're just that old Lancaster like me, Adam. Still plenty of miles left in you. Just every now and again, the motors splutter.
No, it's just good to hear that it was
And a bit more paint falls off the front.
solvable. You could write them some lyrics.
Yeah, they'll make a fortune when they
You
get
could
to the
write
top
the
of the
lyrics.
pops.
Jojo could do the music. So you write the lyrics, send them to Jojo, and Jojo can put piano music to it, and then Adam can sing it.
Yep.
Play it.
Yep. 4-piece band. Would be like, just imagine Jojo, Adam, the priest and me.
Oh man.
Would be a little bit like at our age the Trabbering Woolberries. We'll be the highwayman. Yeah, it's down to about 90 each day now, which is the turn of the season for sure. And at every turn of the season, we get these storms out of the blue. We haven't had them for a couple of years. So we appreciate the cooler days, that's for sure. Nah, 90's okay. It's only 30-something degrees, 32 or something. No big deal. Yeah, I know. Some people, boy, you're up in Maine. Gets cold there. sure what 70 is. I think that's about 25, 24, I think, Celsius, which is okay. It's tolerable, but seriously, at 24, I would be wearing a jumper.
Well, it's on par now. There's a little bit of humidity because there's more rain coming by the look. Look at that sky, it's pretty. I know it's dark.
Yeah, the sky is really dark,
It's blacker than usual.
so it's darker than darker, normal.
Yes.
Right.
You can have darker than dark.
Yeah, as long as
At least I don't look at trees and say, Jesus, look at that cloud for
As
me.
long as we can see the wind, that's the main thing.
It don't start. Oh, got an itchy head. My nits must be on the move. It's okay, they're pedigree.
Actually, we haven't had dinner.
No,
Just been too busy. I was thinking of cooking some sausages.
but where we've got to cook them is not a good idea.
We will have the kitchen cupboards installed by next Tuesday. You can add another couple of weeks until we get the kitchen tops on it. So in about 3 weeks, we'll have a kitchen functioning.
Excuse me. Mac and cheese with
Mac and
Spam
cheese with
cubes.
Spam cubes. Oh, is he living on the hog or what? I mean, this
Adam.
is Lord of the Manor. Doesn't matter what you eat, long as you eat.
I haven't really found a mac and cheese that I actually like.
No, I don't like it,
It's a
personally.
very liked meal around the world when you think about it, mac and cheese.
I've seen mac and cheese made many ways, but it all looks like you could get a hawk and a plasterer's tool and put it on the wall. It's
Yeah.
like gooey stuff. Sort of make a good stucco, really. Cheap's good. I'm often found hunting the bargains.
Oh, this might have some toast or something. I'm not really
I
hungry.
could get some of the emergency tin food for you.
No,
Okay,
no thank you. I'm not that hungry.
okay.
I've got a muffin. I'll eat my chocolate chip muffin.
Seems like an idea. I think I'll have one more cigarette and we shall retire to the old house. Okay, this will be a bit difficult. A little close to river, it's not a lot of fish, crayfish. Yeah. I'd be hunting them. I can tell you how to make what they call a pipe trap for crawfish, I think you're talking about, or similar. No, I wouldn't eat clams out of a river system. Crawfish, how I used to catch them, we call them yabbies here, is I would catch them and put them in an old little fish kids wading pool. I had a little pump and I just pump it around for 3 or 4 days until they crap out all the rubbish. And I'd put in wheat and they'd nibble on it and they'd clean out their system within about 3 days. Then I'd cook them. I was talking to a friend of mine back in my hometown. And he said the same thing. He said, hardly anyone goes fishing or hunting anymore. We used to do it all the time. Best way I found to catch little crawfish, or yabbies like we call them, is to get a bit of PVC pipe and put a cap on one end with a little hole in the bottom. You know, a 4-inch PVC pipe. And then just put a knot on the end of a string, pull it through. And then just tie a little bit of meat or bone down the bottom. Set about 5 or 6 of those traps. Go and light the fire, have a few drinks, laugh with the guys, and say, oh, we're going to check those. Sure as eggs. Half a dozen or more big ones in there. You've got about 2 or 3 pound of little
crawfish. Like I say, we call them yabbies. Certain seasons in my hometown, there's a river called the Granite River. It goes into the ocean. Not all the time. Sometimes it's landlocked. But when the mouth is breached, hundreds and thousands of 2-3 inch prawns or shrimp come in. So we'd go down there knowing that they're there. Just simply put a big net on the end of a hole, and it'd fill up. Get the fire going, and take some fresh bread, bit of a seafood sauce, and have a monster feed and good times. It was all free, except the beer. That was never free. Well, that's fair enough. If they're overfished, any fishery that is under pressure, you could decimate it to the point that there's nothing. We have plenty of seasons that are on and off here, and it protects the species, and they're there for everyone when you need them. Some lady's got a wicked cackle laugh on her. No, it's just a park over the back, people having fun.
It's footy something, isn't it, practice?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Yeah, there's the whistle. Next round. I think Mel's gone.
Yes, I think she might be cooking something.
No, not a nurse. I worked in a nursing home. Start off as a kitchen hand, but then I ended up
Carer.
a carer. I could do so much like a helping hand without actually going to have to do, what do you call it, all the study.
Would a back brace help?
Oh, definitely a back brace, yeah.
Oh, well, one thing I would continue to do, probably at a more leisurely pace, is just do gentle walks.
And the important thing is the correct footwear. You've got to have good footwear. Yeah, but there was a lot I helped with and a lot I learned. But again, if you get the correct back brace, it's like you used to wear the guards, certain joints when you were doing sport, knee guards or wrist guards. So yes, it would help, definitely. And even though you might not think of it, like I said, the correct footwear. That's another important thing, that you walk properly. and support, because you think about what your feet have to do and what your feet support. So if your feet are supported correctly, it will help with your walking or doing work with your back.
Yeah, it's one of those things, you might have to change the distance. It's like, let's say, you used to be able to do all that, but now you struggle to do it and it hurts. Well, it doesn't mean you stop doing it. You just maybe have to go into a bit of rehab. In other words, you just do a gentle mile walk for a week or two. And maybe if you're feeling a bit better, push it out a bit more.
Yeah, a good back support and good shoes. It's definitely.
But like I say, if you can get yourself back into shape slowly, because our bodies didn't get to this condition quickly. It got there slowly.
And there's simple little chair exercises you can do too. And little simple little stretches you do before you even get out of bed. And take your time. It's like a lot of people rush and jump out of bed. A couple of seconds in bed, do a bit of a stretch. Put your legs over the side, sit up straight.
That's low.
Yeah. Take your time, and then when you stand up, do little stretches here and there. But everything has to be slow to start with if you haven't done that. But you're surprised how much that'll help just before even getting out of bed. And then sit up as you put your legs out of bed. Do something.
I had a back injury through playing cricket, and it was terrible. And a chiropractor taught me that you lie flat on your back in bed and you lift your knees up.
Yeah.
And then what you do is you push your pelvis upwards, just gently release the pressure, add the pressure. And what that was doing with my particular lower back problem was increasing the strength of the muscles around my spine. It took about 3 months and it went okay.
And another thing, those, we call them donut pillows here. I don't know what else to call them. Those donut pillows that you sit on, because it takes off the pressure off your coccyx, your tailbone, when you're sitting down, because that sometimes can not help with sore backs either.
Did you get one for Em today?
What she ended up getting was, don't laugh because it worked, the biggest, you know those airplane donuts?
Yeah, neck sleepers, yeah.
But it's a bamboo one, but it's quite big because she couldn't find one. And she messaged and said it worked good, it's working good.
I suppose what I said about old bodies, we took a while to get here. Now we got these chassis problems. Well, if you can gradually get better, because you gradually got worse, it seems the way to go. You're not going to be fixed in a week.
No, everything takes time. I'd say you've got some of those donut pillows. Well, just make sure you use them.
And it's unlikely that you're going to have a swimming pool near you, but walking in water up to your belly button when you have lower back problems, or back problems in general, also helps strengthen the back muscles. And because you're in water, you become semi-buoyant. You're not putting that much pressure on the spine by doing that exercise. But if the only thing you've got is that lake and you wait till it thaws, I still wouldn't recommend you do that.
No. Now, if you had a pool, just slow walks would be good. And if you can't get to a pool, you just change and try not to walk on too rugged a country either. Still get your good shoes.
Yeah, water is a great relief on the pressure of the body, but only up to your belly button, because what that allows you is half of you at the top can still swing your arms like you're naturally walking, not fast.
Yeah.
I used to walk backwards as much as I walk forwards in rehab, in water, and that helped. In other words, you've got muscles in different parts of your back that are used, and also it's your stomach muscles. They're all interconnected. Your stomach, side muscles, shoulder blade muscles, you name it, they're all connected. And if you can exercise a lot of the muscles gently, they all get a bit of a workout. But like you say, when you end up with spinal issues, it's usually posture, it's usually injury. You said you've had an injury. But some of the things that get weak as you get older is the muscles that support the skeleton. So gently working on those could help. Yeah, no, you're just going to have to get friendly with the man of God, I think. That would solve your problem. And you're coming to the end of that anyway. Like you say, weather's turning for you.
Yeah, so you got time to think of how you can fix that problem for next year. We'll presume that it's starting to be less snow.
No, you're welcome, mate. Yeah. We're about to go shortly anyway. I think the wife's going to have a piece of toast as an a la carte meal.
Yep. Piece of toast with Vegemite and cheese on it.
So, good people, thank you for coming and having a chat. I'm good to see that you're a bit better.
Glad to hear it, Adam.
My
And
TV is not working and I'm out of Viagra. Everything in this home is down.
JJ. I have to send JJ some therapy.
Yeah.
Get some good walking shoes. Not cheap. Well, you can get good ones that are cheap, but to spend a little bit more on a good walking shoe, Adam.
Well, it's like that famous movie when Leo turned to Jojo and said, you can take the red pill, which will bring you back to reality. Or you can take the blue pill, which will give you an erection. It's your choice.
I'll take both.
Choose wisely. And on that note, have a great day. If you're just starting it, be good to people. Crush those that are fighting against the wall of freedom. Have a good one. Bye-bye.